Do you sometimes find yourself walking the earth, searching for a purpose in life? Maybe you've made your base, all the farms you could ever need, and now there's simply nothing to do. Well, today, Daddy Disruptive is giving you a new meaning to life, and that is, build some shit. In this video, I'll be showing you 30 plus ideas I've created, all of which are posts over on my Instagram, and most are also available on my Patreon as build downloads, so go check those out if you're interested. Now, let's get into the first build. Alright, so starting off, we're taking a look at another 4 farms of questionable legality. You might be able to tell what these are supposed to be. They're all like for the same kind of crop that you can grow. Well, I mean, it's legal in some countries, but not where I'm from. So yeah, this first one is the hydroponic farm. As you can see, we're kind of like indoors in this nice white room. We've got a whole bunch of white lights around the place as well. But yeah, on the left side, we have like a whole bunch of crops with water in between them using some backwards stairs to hold the water in. And then on the right side, we have like some kind of sectioned off areas. And then we also have some shelves as well with little pot plants, and then some like of the crop in the center as well. We've got some of the bigger version over here, and then just a couple of cool details around the place like these barrels and composters and stuff. And yeah, that's it for the hydroponic farm. Next up, we have the field variant of the farm thing, and as you can see with this one, we obviously have a nice fenced off area with a whole bunch of trees around it. Just don't worry about all this weird crap everywhere. This is my building platform. But yeah, for this one, we have a pathway that just leads through all of the separate little fields here. And at the ends of all of these, we have some composters with barrels, and we also got this neat wheelbarrow design as well. And yeah, something that makes this look really good as well is that we have like kind of a combination of smaller and larger crops, and they're also below some coarse dirt and rooted dirt as well, which kind of helps them stand out against like the grass and stuff. On to the next one, we have the backyard farm version. This was if someone was trying to grow the crop in their backyard, and this is just my rendition of how it would look. As you can see, we have like kind of a backyard fence design with some lanterns on top, a whole bunch of trees behind it as well, and like yeah, obviously it stops on these sides because I'm a lazy prick, but yeah, the whole idea is that like this is kind of the image here. Because this was posted on Instagram, you're not really going to see the rest of the build. But yeah, we've also got like a raised up platform here with like kind of a, I don't know, like a specialized crop they wanted to keep separated. We've got a barrel and a composter as well, and yeah. Now, I literally spent like an entire day trying to figure out the 4th farm variant for this particular subject, and I just went with like if it was growing naturally on the side of a cliff. I know it's kind of a cop-out, I just could not think of anything else for the life of me, so yeah, this is it. It's just a whole bunch of the crop growing on the side of the cliff, like I just said, and we've got like a decorated cliffside here with a bunch of stairs, slabs, and some rooted dirt in some places as well. Alright, and now it's on to some different farming methods, the first one being the hydroponic one, similar to the first farm, except this one is a bit more legal, and it's a bit more upgraded as well. It looks a lot better in my opinion, as we have like these interesting fluorescent light designs with some like levers pointing in towards each other with some end rods in between those. And then these are all like kind of suspended onto the walls and stuff using some chains. These are also supposed to be suspended from the ceiling, but I, as you know, am a lazy prick. And because it wasn't seen in the picture, I just left it out. But yeah, on the left side here, we have like some kind of big fields with some water in the center. Same with this side on over here. And we've got like wheat on this side and carrots on this side. And then on the right side, we have like some tables with some nice pot plants in them. And then we also have some more pot plants at the back here on some shelves with some barrels and composters around the place as well. I definitely feel like this would just be like a really cool build. If you have friends and stuff, they might think it looks pretty cool. All right, next up, it's on to the field farming method, and this one is just pretty simple. It's simply 2 separate fields in one fenced off area. We've got a nice pathway down the center, a couple of composters around the place, and some villages as well, just to keep it looking interesting. Obviously, this wouldn't be like a fully automatic farm. You'd have to set that up and stuff, which I have no idea how to do, but I probably should figure it out, as that would make a good tutorial video. Next up, it's on to the indoor farming method, and this one is just ripped straight from my Ultimate Underground base. But taking a look on this side of the house here, as you can see, we just have brewing over there. So yeah, we've got 2 separated crop fields on either side, and then in between those, we got some barrels and some chests, and also some composters and more barrels as well, kind of in the stairs for these farms. Now onto the last farming method, we simply have a greenhouse, and this one is made entirely out of spruce and glass, so it is pretty easy to make. We've just got this trim design here that goes from like slabs to planks to slabs and stairs. I've used this in a lot of my tutorials, and then instead of just placing like more slabs and stairs in between them, we've got some nice glass blocks. We've also got a whole bunch of glass on the windows as well, just to keep it nice and bright inside here. And heading inside, we just have the entire floor pretty much taken up by crops. If you wanted this to be a little more practical, I would turn these 2 crops here into some pathway blocks, and then that way you actually have like a walkway in here without worrying about stepping on the crops. And then yeah, in the center here, we have a nice table made of a composter, a couple of strip spruce blocks, and some nice more decorations on them. Alright, and now it's on to some nether portal designs. Please ignore all of the crap crap in the background. This is my build platform. But this first one, we have kind of like a Stargate futuristic portal. As you can see, it's made up of like these 2 rings. We've got an outer ring that actually holds the nether portal. As you can see, the nether portal obviously can't be circular, so it has to be square. So we've covered it up by using a big outer circle and then an inner circle to kind of keep it more circular. I think I said circle like 60 times then. I'm sorry. And then yeah, on this outer ring, we also have some lights as well and some buttons as decoration. And then we have a nice little pathway as well that leads up straight into the portal. Onto the next one, we have like kind of a weird custom tree. It's like as if it was like a giant tree stump. Well, originally was a tree that was cut down, and it kind of has like these offshoots growing off of the stump. That's kind of the look I was going for. I'm definitely not just making up stuff because this looks really weird. But yeah, this one, as you can see, we've kind of like added in a nether portal into the center of it. And yeah, if you live like in a really dense forest or something like this, this would definitely be a really nice build to add to your area. Onto the next portal, we have like kind of a shrine, I guess. As if like maybe you found this in like a forest or something, it's abandoned, and like some people, they made a nether portal and then they worshipped it by putting like candles around the place. And yeah, that's kind of my reasoning behind this one, I guess. I have made a whole bunch of nether portals in the past, and as you can tell, I'm probably running out of ideas at this point. But yeah, onto the next one, we have kind of like a medieval wooden themed one where we've got like kind of the central area that obviously leads into the nether portal, and then we have like these 2 cool towers on either side. You can't actually access these towers in any way, so I'd recommend if you wanted to actually use these towers on the sides or on the back as well, you could actually put in some ladders along here that actually led up to the top. All right, next up we have 4 biome specific bridges. The first one obviously being the flower forest biome. So firstly, taking a look at the exterior of this first bridge, we have a very intricate design. As you can see, we've got some nice archways. We've got a bunch of leaves down the bottom as well with some signs kind of covering them up to make them look a little bit more like controlled, which then also lead down to like kind of the area where you can actually sail through. And then back up at the top here, we have like a neat little garden on the top with a whole bunch of flowers to obviously match the flower biome around it. All right, for this next one, we have the snowy biome bridge. And as you can see, this one is still pretty detailed compared to the last one, but not as crazy. So starting down the bottom, we obviously have once again an area that you can actually sail through, which is pretty cool. And then that leads up to like the main bridge area where we have some archways and then like a different design in the center here. And then as we lead up to the top in the roof, we just have like a simple kind of slab roof design. And yeah, I feel like this one definitely really fits the biome that it's made for, a snowy biome, of course. You could also just make this in like a regular spruce biome and it would still look good as well. I mean, you could probably make this in any biome, let's be real. For the next one, we have the dark oak biome bridge. And this one is pretty simple compared to all the other ones. It's like a simple archway bridge with some stone in the center, and then we have dark oak like kind of trim on the sides as like the hand railing area, I guess. So down below, we've got my signature design as how we've like kind of changed into some mossy stone bricks in the water, and then we just have regular stone and stone bricks at the top. For this one, we also decided to make like a little custom kind of beach sandy area and also some cool like reeds and stuff. This is a really cool design, by the way. It's just some green stained glass panes, and then we've got sea pickles on the... Oh, that's a green candle. Then we've got green candles on the top and also some sea pickles on the other ones as well. And it just kind of looks like some reeds, I guess. But make sure if you are building these, don't put them close together like we have. We've used World Edit to keep them separated. Good song, by the way. But yeah, if you don't do that, then your things will look like this and it looks kind of weird. So just make sure you keep them separated by at least like diagonally or like, yeah, see, I've just messed all these up. God, look what you guys made me do, man. All right, and for the last biome bridge, we have the Mesa biome bridge. This one is meant to be more like a suspension kind of bridge. It does actually look kind of weird, but it might look more normal from this angle here. So as you can see, we have like kind of a suspension bridge in the center, and then that's like supported with like this weird kind of arches on the sides. I don't know how this bridge would work in real life. I mean, I'm not like a freaking engineer or something. Oh yeah, something as well is you might want to remove these pressure plates if you're actually building this. We just added it in because it makes the arch look a little bit more smoother, but obviously you don't just want to get stopped as you're like walking along the bridge. Next up, like the bridges, we have some biome specific mine entrances. This one is a recreation because I accidentally built over my last one. So this one's meant to be the tiger biome. I'll probably show a picture right here. As you can see, the original looked a lot better. But yeah, this one's pretty simple. It's literally just like a circular kind of rock formation that leads into a mine. We've just got some random decorations. But something to note as well, we've got these interesting pillars made up of trapdoors kind of facing in towards each other to give like kind of like a half slab pillar look, I guess. And we've got that on either side as well. Next up, we have the dark oak biome mine entrance. And this one is pretty simple. We've just got like a really thick looking tree right here, and it's hollowed out and leads down into like a mine. That's pretty much it. For the next one, we have the desert biome mine entrance, as you can probably tell. So for this one, we've got like an interesting 2 little towers on either side with some stripped jungle wood on the inside, and that jungle wood trim is repeated over here in the center as well, and we've got like a bunch of accents like some buttons as well up here. And yeah, this all just leads into like a simple mine entrance design. Yeah. For the last one, we have the jungle mine, and I'm pretty sure I built this one using reference. I don't remember where it is or what it is, so please forgive me for that. Yeah, this one's like a giant mound of dirt where it's, well, obviously this one's meant to be like overgrown or ruined kind of looking, where like this is like the original kind of structure that was meant to be around here, and it's been broken up by dirt and turned into moss and stuff. And then heading on the inside, we've just got a bunch of grass everywhere, and the mining track as well that's meant to kind of lead in, but it's as if this has been abandoned, and we've got this kind of like thing stopping us from going in and down into the mine. All right, next up we have some cave designs, the first one being a pirate themed cave, and this has to be probably one of my most favorite builds, mainly because of the theme, it being like a pirate themed cave, and because of the reference images I used to build this, which look amazing. They are some of my most favorite reference images that I've built off of. I think I've used them for 2 separate builds now, the first one being in the first part of this video series. But enough of that, let's actually take a look at the build. So firstly, we have like some water. Obviously the right side of this build isn't done, but this water is meant to obviously just lead out into the ocean. And then in here, we've got like a cool hole in the wall here with some shrubbery growing around it. And this light is meant to be kind of what helped this palm tree grow in here, and like all of this grass and stuff everywhere. Beside the tree here, we've got like a nice little campsite with some chairs and barrels. And then this also leads up to a nice platform up here, which is, I don't know what this is meant to be, but it just exists, okay? For this next one, we have kind of a dungeon cave. This is obviously meant to be like kind of in like a custom dungeon or something, and this is a room you would open up into. It's like a big open room. You see the cobwebs and the spawners, and you know what's about to go down. We've got a nice little bridge here in the center that leads over a small little like pond thing, and then obviously these doors as well would just unlock once you've defeated the room, I guess. For the next cave, we have an overgrown cave. This was made before the lush caves were a thing, so this is, I guess, my take on a lush cave. Probably not as great looking, but yeah, here it is. For this last one, we have the mine shaft. And please forgive me, this build might be used in the next video as well, so I'll just quickly touch on it here. Yeah, this one's really cool. It's got like a whole bunch of intertwining like mine shaft rail things that are suspended on these pillars. And around the place, we've got these little hiding places with like just some storage and random crap around the place as well. We've got some water down the bottom. We've got some shrubbery at the top. I mean, it's got it all, man. For the next build, we have a ravine themed kind of little starter base. This is meant to be built at kind of like the end of a ravine, or in this case, like a giant cave opening. And so we've got a little platform of grass here where we're growing some simple crops, and also some water that kind of drips down the sides, which keeps the crops nice and aggregated. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, heading through the base, we've pretty much got everything we need for a starter base. We've got some chests on the side, we've got crafting over here, a little bunk bed design, some decorations with an anvil, and then our smelting and a little bit extra storage as well. For the next one, we have an overgrown ravine design. So yeah, this one is pretty much just a ravine with a giant makeover. We've added a whole bunch of leaves and shrubbery and grass around the place, and these leaves drip down into the actual ravine itself, which we have also filled up with water. We've redecorated all of the sides. I mean, this is basically just an entirely custom ravine at this point, but yeah, we've added slabs and stairs everywhere. I remember this took ages to do, but I think the payoff was worth it, as this build looks absolutely amazing in my opinion. And yeah, it's just a cool idea if you're bored and you have a nice ravine that you want to decorate. All right, and for the last ravine themed build, we have a ravine mine entrance. Yeah, this one isn't quite as crazy as the last ravine one, but yeah, it's also not finished because you guys know I'm not repeating it. Yeah, obviously this one's themed around just obviously a mine entrance right here, which leads out over a bridge, which would lead into like another entrance or something, I guess. And then over here, we also have a pathway that leads down below the bridge. We've got some leaves in the way. That's annoying. But yeah, heading down the pathway, as you can see, we have like this kind of moss trail that leads us over here to a couple of smelters and just some other decorative stuff around the place. And over here as well, we have a ladder that leads back up to like the mine entrance. And then we've also added some more decorations down here as well, with some glowberries and some dripstones everywhere. And this build is a really cool idea for a ravine for your survival world. Obviously, if you can't think of what to do for a mine entrance, then just do this. It looks cool, man. All right, for these 4 final builds, we have some gate designs. This first one here being obviously the natural gate design. This one simply consists of a dirt and moss archway that kind of leads over this pathway. And underneath, we've decorated it with some of these blocks, spore blossoms. I don't think I've ever used these since they first got added to the game. I honestly completely forgot these existed. We've also decorated it with some hanging leaves, rooted dirt, and also some dripstone. And yeah, that's the first gate. For the next gate would be, I mean, really nice for for like a ruined town entrance or something like that. So as you can see, what would be towers on either side are now just simply ruins of what they used to be, kind of like me. And then in the center here, we have like the actual gate entrance thing. As you can see, this is where like kind of the drawbridge stuff would be. I don't know, that's probably not the right word for it, like the gate, whatever. And I really love adding like a little story to all of my ruined builds, as you might be able to see over there as well. You can't really see it, but we might get to it in another video. I really like adding these little camps into these ruined builds, as it makes it look like people have just like kind of moved in here and are living near this structure, I guess. For the next gate, we have the desert gate. And here you can see exactly what I was talking about over there. That's what I meant. This like kind of gate thing that will be like lowered and raised, I guess. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. Yeah, on the left sides, we have these pretty detailed tower designs. On the left one as well, we've got this nice red flag. And yeah, I didn't really add a way to actually get up these, so I'm sure you can figure out a way to add a ladder in if you actually wanted to get to the top of these. In the center here, we've got this nice gate design with a really cool looking archway. And yeah, all right, now for the final build of the video, we have the, I don't know what it's called. I just checked in the original post, I called it the medieval gate, so there you go. Now, this one definitely has too much spruce wood in my opinion. I would probably change these central spruce blocks to be stripped spruce, or maybe even stone accents, or yeah, something. There's just too much wood. But as you can see, we have these pretty detailed tower designs on the sides. I think I actually did add a way to get up into these ones. Yes, on the back, we've got some doors that lead into some ladders up here. So these towers are actually usable. And then yeah, in the center, we have a pretty similar archway design to this one over here, except this time we're using some fences and then some trapdoors below them, which look pretty cool in my opinion. And yeah, that pretty much does it for every single build in this video. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, as it helps me out a lot more than you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.